Hello guys, welcome to the second video of this Java course. Now in the first video, we have seen how we could download and install this IntelliJ IDEA IDE for writing our Java program and also the JDK toolkit. Now if you are having any problem installing those two or having any problem with the procedures, you can just leave a comment in the video so that we can help you. Now in the first video we have also seen this basic structure of the Java program, and now I am going to tell you the meaning what these statements actually denote. Now for this Java program, first we have to write a public class hello. The class name is here hello. We have seen how we could write a class name. Here we have to go to new, make a Java class, and here we have to write the name, and that name eventually comes here. So inside the class we have to write a main function. A main function is basically the point in the program where the execution begins. Inside the main function only the program starts executing first. Here system.out.println we have written hello world. This statement means we are printing this hello world here. Now it may be less clearer to you now. So when we learn classes and functions, these things will become eventually clearer and you will face no problem. So now I am going to tell you what variables mean. Before that, let me quickly make a Java class here and write here variable class name. Now let me tell you that inside this com.company package, inside the same package we cannot have classes, two or more classes, means classes we cannot have with the same name. Here I have given hello. Now if I try to write here hello, suppose, you see here it is showing cannot create class, means we cannot write two classes with the same name. So I'll quickly make a class with the name variables here. Now inside these variables, as I have told you, we have to write a main function first. Now let me show you one thing, that what is a variable. A variable is basically a container which is used to store values. Now values can be of different types, like it can be an integer value, or it can be a decimal value, or it can be string, or even a single character, or even true or false values. These values are known as the primitive values in Java and stored in primitive data types, using primitive data types. Let me show you. First, suppose we are creating a data type int, means an integer, and a is the name of the variable, and we give 9, and then suppose we print this a. You see that here 9 is printed. Now instead of 9, here if I try to write say 9.5 and then run, before running only our idea is showing that here is some error, but just to be more confident that it will throw an error, we will run this and see what the output is. And you see here it is incompatible type, means inside this integer type variable you cannot store a decimal value. For a decimal value, what we do is we either do float or double type. Now you see that here in this float line it says that it throws an error, but in the double line it is fine. Now why it is showing this? Initially in the previous versions of Java, float and double were two different data types. For float we had less precision of decimal values, means we could give lesser decimal values after the point, but in double we could give more and more decimal compared to float. in the latest Java interpreters they deprecated this float, so it no longer supports this. Now let us print this. Oops, sorry, I just printed B by mistake. We should print C, and you see it prints just fine. The 9 from this one and 9.6 from this one. Apart from this, we also have a char data type which stores character values like this. You see here it is printing A as we shown. A character not only means alphabet, it can be anything. It can be 1, 2, any number or any alphabet, or even a blank space is also a character. You can try this out on your own PC. Also string is a Java data type. Also string is a Java data type using which we can write words and sentences. Suppose we write hi and then we do it can be anything. Here means a string is basically a collection of characters together. Alright, in order to store true or false values, we use the Boolean data type. It stores either true or a false value. Now if we run this, you see here true is printed just as we said. Also if we assign the value false and then print it, you see here false is printed. Alright, these were some basic data types in Java. Apart from these basic data types, there are also user-defined data types like arrays, functions, which we will study one by one in the later videos. Alright guys, in the next video we will see how to take user input values in the variables of different data types. Until that, stay tuned.